This is Rod Evans, and this is Mini Lecture 7, Lecture on Word Demons. Some words are misused because they are confused by similar looking or similar sounding words. For your literacy and for your ability to do well on the MAT, you'll profit from knowing the following distinctions. You would do well to put any distinctions you find troubling on flashcards. Adapt means to change or adjust. When I moved to Phoenix, I had to adapt to the heat. Adept means skilled. The shrewd man was adept at making business deals. Adopt means to accept or embrace. The couple adopted the child, and the city council adopted the new proposal. Adverse means unfavorable, opposing, or hostile. The business couldn't afford the adverse publicity. Averse means disinclined or mildly opposed. The lazy man was averse to hard work. Note, people are said to be averse to things, but things are adverse to people. Advice means suggestion. The best advice for memorizing your material is to regularly study, recall, apply, and teach it. Advise is to counsel, to suggest. We advise you to use flashcards to learn facts. Right? These distinctions forthcoming are going to be particularly difficult because affect is both a verb and a noun, and as a verb it actually can have two contrasting meanings. At any rate, affect, and one of its meanings as a verb, means to influence or produce an effect. The food people eat can affect their health. Affect can also be used as a verb to mean to fake or to make a pretense of. She affected a British accent. Affect can be used as a noun, the observable manifestation of emotion. The man appeared robotic, displaying diminished affect. Effect can be a noun or a verb. It's usually a noun meaning a result. Excellent study habits produce the effect we want. Effect can also be a verb meaning to bring about or produce. The woman voted to try to effect change. Affront means an open insult or offense. His rudeness was an affront to the interviewer. Confront is to face. We plan to confront detractors with evidence against their claims. Effrontery means brazen or shameless boldness or flaunted insolence. The corrupt politician who was caught in the crime had the effrontery to say that he was set up. Allusion signifies an indirect reference to something. The learned poet created works containing many allusions to other literature. Illusion refers to an unreal or misleading image or a false belief. The magician was adept at creating optical and other illusions. Apprise means to inform. The physician apprised her patient of his medical options. Appraise means to estimate the value of. The house was appraised at $750,000. Chronic means constant or long-lasting. His mother's pulmonary problems are chronic. Acute means severe but not long-lasting. She had acute appendicitis. Coherent means intelligible, logical, or self-consistent. The prosecutor tried to show that the testimony from the accused was not coherent. Inherent means essential or intrinsic. Coldness is an inherent property of ice. Complacent, spelled C-O-M-P-L-A-C-E-N-T, means contented, self-satisfied. Sarah was too complacent in her job to leave it. Complacent spelled complaisant, means eager to please. The complacent server earned a good tip. Complement, spelled complement, means to complete or to go well with. Cream complements coffee. Compliment with an I, compliment, means to praise. I complimented Beth on her excellent essay. Continual means repeated often. It was difficult to study because of continual noise near my desk. Continuous means ceaseless or uninterrupted. Because of continuous rain that lasted all day, the roads were flooded. Whenever credible means believable or plausible. The evidence supporting her account made it credible. Creditable means praiseworthy. Her performance on the test was creditable. Credulous means gullible or too quick to believe. The credulous woman never doubted the sincerity of the con man. Denote, to refer to explicitly. The words pancake and flapjack denote the same thing. Connote means to suggest. To many people, apple pies connote America. Depredation means a robbing or plundering. The Nazi depredation of works of art has been well established. Deprecation means disapproval. The mother expressed her deprecation of her son's marriage to someone he barely knew. Detract, to take away from. Because the student's paper was late, the teacher chose to detract some points from the grade. Distract is to divert or turn away from. Magicians will distract attention from what is really going on. Discreet, spelled discreet, means prudent, careful, or tactful. The obnoxious supervisor had trouble being discreet when criticizing workers. Discrete, spelled discrete, means separate or distinct. Her two objections to the proposal are quite different and need to be kept discreet. Disinterested means impartial. A judge is supposed to be disinterested. Uninterested, not interested, unconcerned, incurious. The boy was interested in baseball, but uninterested in literature. Elicit, to draw out. Socrates was able to elicit information from people by adept questioning. Illicit, unlawful, illegal. The era of prohibition made illicit transactions that had been quite lawful. Eminent, prominent, renowned, or distinguished. Tom Hanks is no doubt an eminent actor. Imminent, imminent, impending, about to occur. We ran into the house because of the imminent rainfall. Imminent, immanent, means inherent or intrinsic. The philosopher asserted that free will is an immanent characteristic of most adults. Farther, spelled farther, means to a greater physical distance. You parked farther from the store than I did. Further means more or additionally in time or degree. We don't want further delay. Fewer means smaller in number, applies to countable things. My line was for 10 or fewer items. Less means more limited in amount. Yesterday I encountered less traffic than I encountered today. Flammable, combustible, able to burn. Created for people who don't realize that the word inflammable means liable to be inflamed. Inflammable, combustible, able to burn. A synonym of flammable. We carefully stored the flammable or inflammable chemicals. The antonym of flammable or inflammable is unflammable or non-flammable. Flout means to treat with disdain. The rebellious man liked to flout the anti-litter laws. Flaunt means to show off proudly or defiantly. The scholar was so self-effacing that he didn't hang his diploma in his office for fear of appearing to flaunt it. Imply means to hint, suggest, or indicate. A deed implies a doer. Infer means to conclude from something known or assumed. The jurors inferred from the evidence that the accused was guilty. Ingenious means clever or resourceful. The ingenious prisoner managed to escape. Ingenuous means frank, naive, or artless. The ingenuous child told his grandmother that she looked old. Perquisite is something extra, such as a privilege that comes with a job, colloquially shortened to perk. John was allowed to use the company car as a perquisite. Prerequisite is something required beforehand. In many universities, students are required to take one or more elementary courses in a subject as prerequisites for upper-level courses. Precipitate, as a verb, to bring on, to quicken. In the USA, Vietnam and the Watergate scandal precipitated negative attitudes toward politics in the 1970s. Precipitate, as an adjective, means hasty, rash. Deciding to marry a woman one has just met is precipitate. Precipitous is an adjective meaning steep. The fall in the stock market was precipitous. Persecute, to afflict, to injure, or to distress because of ethnicity, religion, or philosophy. Hitler persecuted several groups. Prosecute, to put on trial, to indict, or to bring legal attention against. The district attorney wasn't sure whether there was enough evidence to justify prosecuting the man. Perspective. Viewpoint. If we look at the actions of Russia's president from the perspective of Russian history, we can understand Russian suspicions of foreign powers. Prospective, in the sense of an adjective, means expected or likely. The prospective election of a presidential candidate with definite views about regulations and taxes can affect markets. Precede, to go in front of. During the Oscar ceremonies, many awards precede the award for the Best Picture. Proceed, to go ahead. Because of the rain and heavy traffic, we need to proceed with caution. Prescribe, to order, direct, or recommend, as when a physician prescribes a medicine. The physician prescribed medicine and rest for the patient with pneumonia. Proscribe, to condemn, disapprove, or outlaw. During Prohibition, the sale of liquor was, in many circumstances, proscribed. Supplement, to add something extra to what is already complete. The wages from his new part-time job supplemented his usual income. Supplant, to take the place of, to usurp. Robots have already supplanted some workers. Venal, open to corruption or bribery. Because of their influence, powerful politicians may be more likely to be venal than, say, adjunct college professors. Venial, forgivable, pardonable. The man asked his priest whether falsely telling one's wife she looks good in a dress is a venial sin.